Yo, what is up everyone? In this video, I'm gonna be showing you the top 10 must-have units in this update 10.7.5. And I always make sure that everyone on this list are all obtainable, and make sure to drop a like and subscribe since I work very hard on these kind of videos. Do comment down below what do you guys think is the top 10 must-have units in this update. And with all of that being said, let's go! Yippee! Yippee, 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 yippee. The first unit that is a must-have is Navi Thief. Nami was added last update, and she is one of the best money makers to use in longer waves. Navi Thief stats on max upgrade and max level is 29,622 damage with her ability cooldown at 7.5 seconds, making her DPS 3,849.6. Nami has a pretty awful DPS, although what makes her balanced is that she is already a moneymaker, since she is actually the first moneymaker unit in a while, and especially she does damage at the same time. And Nami has two power types, the first one being magic and the second one being water, which having the mermaid crown on Nami is going to be overpower. And I 100% recommend getting Navi Thief, especially she is a speed card 2.0, do damage, and she is a limited unit that you can only get from the Cloud Hunt Battle Pass. So Nami will definitely worth a lot in the future. Moving on to the next unit, which is added into this update 10.7.5, is Itachi Susanoo. If you're in need of insane DPS with the highest burning damage, then having Itachi Susanoo will be a must-have. Itachi Susanoo stats on max level and max upgrade is 71,200 damage with his ability cooldown at 6.1 seconds, making his damage per second 11,672.13. Do remember that his burn damage does 100% of his damage, so his stats with burning is 142,400 damage with his DPS at 23,334.26. That's crazy, bruh. And Itachi has two power types, the first one being magic and the second one being fire, which he will do very well against Ice opponents, and having Manga KOI relic is a must-have on this unit, and I'm so sorry if I pronounce it wrong. The next unit that is a must-have in this update 10.7.5 is Aizen Final. If you're in need of a shield breaker unit, a hybrid unit with huge damage and a multi-hit, then Aizen Final will be the best to have. Aizen Final stats on max upgrade and max level is 249,567 damage with his ability cooldown at 15 seconds, making his damage per second at 16,637.8, which is one of the best damage per second unit out there in update 10.7.5. Sheesh, bruh. When you get Aizen Final upgrade 9, he will be able to attack both ground and air opponents, which as you progress on your infinite mode, depending on the map, you'll be encountering a lot more flying opponents, which Aizen Final will be able to help with that. Aizen Final also have a manual ability called Kanzen Seinen. Once activated, the opponents will be pushed back and shielding your base. This ability is at least one of the most overpowered in the game as we speak, and I still stand on that even in this update 10.7.5, and you'll definitely want him to be unique since he'll be very useful in leaderboard runs. Yeah. Or in portals actually, and in raids too. Moving on to the next unit that is a must-have is Pucci Heaven. Pucci Heaven is still worth to get, especially he is such an overpowered unit in this update 10.7.5. Pucci Heaven stats on max upgrade and max level is 49,064 damage with his ability cooldown at 3.4 seconds, making his damage per second at 14,430.58, which is the best DPS unit, actually one of the best, yeah. Especially you can place 3 Puccis down, which making him the highest damage per second support unit. This unit can be both used as support or a damage dealer, especially he have this ability at upgrade 9 called Time Acceleration. When activated, his ability cooldown and his allies ability cooldown will be lowered by 50%, and this will last lasts for 30 seconds, and Pucci Heaven have only one power type, which is magic. The next unit in this list that is a must-have is Shisui Flicker. Not only that he is a secret unit, he has a massive damage, especially his stats at max upgrade and max level is 145,399 damage with his ability cooldown at 7.6 seconds, making his damage per second sitting at 19,131.44. Shisui Flicker can be placed down 3 times, and do keep in mind that he is a secret unit, so have at least more than one will be quite valuable for trading in the future. And Shisui Flicker power type is a physical. Moving on to the next unit that is a must-have in this update 10.7.5 is Metal Knight. Metal Knight arsenal stats on max upgrade and max level is 129,881 damage with his ability cooldown at 6.1 seconds, making their damage per second at 21,291.96. Do remember that Metal Knight arsenal can only be placed down 2 times. You will also need opponent kills to be able to spawn his drones, especially his summoner unit will do half of Metal Knight's damage, and having unique trait on Metal Knight will be insanely overpowered. Metal Knight arsenal power type is magic. An alternative unit you can go for in this update 10.7.5 for physical heal type is Soifon Hornet. She is still the best physical heal unit in my opinion, as you can place down 5 of her. Soifon Hornet's damage type is a burst type. Soifon's stats at max upgrade and max level sits at 40,737 damage, following her ability cooldown at 5.8 seconds, making her damage per second at 7,023.62. The traits that Soifon can really benefit from is Godspeed and Divine. Soifon Hornet power type is a physical and wind. Yippee! The next unit that is a must-have in this update 10.7.5 is Sasuke Storm. Sasuke Storm have insane DPS and a better version of Lord Boron, and he will be able to hit both ground and air opponents at current upgrade. Especially, he will be able to stun enemies. Sasuke stats at max level and max upgrade is 121,230 damage with his ability cooldown at 7.5 seconds, making his damage per second at 19,131.44. At upgrade 8, he'll be able to stun enemies and hit both ground and air opponents. And Sasuke power types are magic and lightning. An alternative unit you can go for in this update 10.7.5 is Lord Boron. Boros will be able to hit both ground and air opponents at upgrade 8, making him a strong unit, especially on how much air and ground opponents you'll see later in your infinite mode. Boros stats on max upgrade and max level is 171,226 damage with his ability cooldown at 7 seconds, making his damage per second at 24,460.85. And you can place down 3 Lord Boron. And Lord Boron power type is a magic type. Yippee! Moving on to the next unit that I'm going to be mentioning is Tatsumaki Tornado. You definitely would want this unit as a support, especially for leaderboard runs. Tatsumaki stats on max upgrade and max level is 144,668 damage with her ability cooldown at 12.4 seconds, making her damage per second at 11,666.77. And at upgrade 9, Tatsumaki will be able to hit both air and ground opponents. Tatsumaki also knocked back enemies for 1.5 seconds, which is insanely overpowered for leaderboard runs, with her having an ultimate damage. Tatsumaki Tornado power types are magic and air. An alternative you can go for is Julius Wizard King. Julia Wizard King have this ability for you to rewind back, which pushing back enemies for 4.5 seconds. And I do want to point out, when activating Chrono Reversal, bosses will not be pushed back. Julia Wizard King's damage on max upgrade and max level is 196,256 damage with his ability cooldown at 8 seconds, which making his damage per second at 24,532. Do remember that he is a burst type unit and you can only place down 1. The next unit that is going to be a must-have in this update 10.7.5 is Dio Over Heaven. Till this day, he is still obtainable, so make sure to use your ults trying to get Dio Over Heaven, as it seems like low-level players get Dio Over Heaven the most. Like, it's crazy, bruh. Dio Over Heaven stats and max level and max upgrade is 211,693 damage, following his ability cooldown at 6.5 seconds, making his damage per second at 32,568.23. Dio Over Heaven is also a multi-hit, and when you spawn Dio Over Heaven, he will have a manual ability, and when activating time stop, he will be able to freeze the whole map for 20 seconds, both ground and air opponents, and the cooldown of this ability is 360 seconds. The only way to get Dio Over Heaven is by opening the Christmas orbs, where you spend your stars you farm from the portals or quests. I definitely suggest using multiple alt accounts and grind on all of them to have a better chance on getting Dio Over Heaven, of course. And Dio Over Heaven also have two types of powers, the first one being magic and the secondary being light. Moving on to the next unit that is a must-have in this update 10.7.5 is Ice Queen. She is still being used in this brand new tournament, especially her full AoE freeze, which is incredibly useful. Ice Queen stats at max level and max upgrade is 200,418.52 damage, with her ability cooldown at 20 seconds, making her damage per second sits at 10,020.93. Ease Death can freeze ground opponents at upgrade 8 for 2 seconds, and Ease Death power types are physical and ice. Yes. So that is all pretty much it for today's video on this top 10 must-have new units in this update 10.7.5. I hope you guys enjoyed it and agreed to at least most of the units I have included in this video. And if you do disagree or agree with some of the units I have included in this video, then do let me know down in the comments down below, since I would love to hear you guys' feedback. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day or good night. Yeah, thank you guys for watching till the end. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much for the love and support. I love you. Bye 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 bye. Yeah. I can finally sleep, I guess. Hehehe.